I'm going to show one of my pretty pictures when I'm all dolled up, just to prove a point. Okay, so one of the biggest lies ever told, and one of the biggest lies that people still believe to this day, and I'm about to clarify all that shit. I used to model and I used to dance on stage, perform on stage. I was part of a drama and dance group in New York. And we would travel to different high schools and we would perform for the students. And the play was addressing teenage issues. We would stay in character after the play so that teenagers could talk to us and ask us real questions about our character. Okay. However, I have been in situations where I'm usually in tomboy mode. And once in a while, I actually want to, do my hair and makeup and look dolled up. I would feel super girly that day or something, or I just feel like I've been in tomboy mode too long. I want to kind of reclaim my girlness. And I've seen people stare at me when I walk into a restaurant when I'm dolled up. And I've seen a guy that worked at the post office. He's used to seeing me in wrinkled t-shirt and baseball cap on my head and no makeup. And one day I came in dolled up and he did a double take like, oh, what? Whoa. All right. So obviously guys have seen me dolled up too. And there's so many lies revolving around how a person looks. And it's just illogical and untrue. So if you look good, people think that your life is easy. People bend over backwards for you because you're so beautiful. Guys are tripping over themselves to want to get with you. Any guy who does have you wants to hold on to you for dear life because of how you look. And everybody wants to roll out the red carpet for you. I don't know where that stupid illogic comes from. I don't understand that. None of it is true. None of it is true. Beautiful women have been cheated on. Not only cheated on, but they've been cheated on by by women who don't look half as good as you. And I'm not trying to be funny, but you got class and you look at the girl that he's messing with and you're like, really? She looks like he picked her up off a corner somewhere. Dressed like a hoe, didn't bother to comb her hair, and you're like, you cheating on me with that? Oh, wow, okay. Or the girl he was with after you all were no longer together, you're like, all right. And I'm not saying I'm all that because because I don't doll up all the time. When I do, I'm kind of shy about it. When people look at me like, damn, what the hell? I'm kind of shy about that because I'm not used to people doing that. And when guys do it, they're doing it for the wrong reason. They want, me with no clothes on, if you catch my drift. So it's not complimentary for them to go, oh my God, wow. That's not complimentary because I know where their head automatically goes. My life has never been easy, whether I'm dolled up or I'm not. Guys have never broken their ass to be with me. And the times that they did stare at me like I'm steak on a plate is because they want to get in between my thighs. It doesn't have anything to do with anything else. And that's not a compliment. That ain't a compliment. I've seen women that look like football quarterbacks She got more hair on her face than most men, and she looks like a goddamn quarterback. She got kids. So the fact that somebody wants to stick it, that ain't a compliment. And I'm not being mean, I'm just keeping it real. I've seen one woman whose shoulders are so broad, she's narrow in the hips like a guy, and her shoulders are super wide like a quarterback, like a football player. And I thought it was a man until she turned around, and I was like, oh, wow. Whoa. I didn't, obviously, you don't say anything, but I was just kind of surprised because women are not normally built like that. But I don't know where this fantasy comes from. Oh, you ain't never had to struggle a day in your life. People automatically treat you good because really? Well, where have I been? I'm not must not be part of this world. I must be part of another world where that happens because excuse me, I've never been through any of that. Nobody has ever rolled out the goddamn red carpet for me. Nobody has ever busted their fucking chops for me. Nobody has broken their ass to try to be with me. I've had 2 failed marriages and a whole bunch of toxic ass relationships with men because most of them are toxic. Very few women have good men. Very few women have good men. And what did the book say? What men don't want women to know. When the authors of the book, Smith and Doe, that's their last names, they asked every married man that they questioned at the time, or every man, if you're with somebody, you're in a serious relationship with somebody, or you're married and you have the opportunity to be with somebody else sexually without your partner ever finding out, would you? They all said yes except one. So, come on. Looks ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China. Now, are there some women who milk their cuteness and flutter their eyebrows and get men dumb? Yes. I'm not superficial like that, so I've never had that power to have men just, I'm wrapped around every man's pinky just by fluttering my eyebrows or fluttering my eyelashes, whatever. Quit laughing, it's not funny. But I mean, I did see a girl that was, oh Lord, in my EMT class, and she's short, petite, blonde. And all the guys in class were like over her. She is the type of person, and she's cute. She's not beautiful, but she's cute. She's the type of person that guys would be more than happy to let work 3 or 4 jobs while she stays home and focuses on looking pretty. You don't have to work, baby. I'll work 4 jobs for you. I ain't never had that kind of power. She does. I watched men get real stupid. Stupid. People in our class, the guys were just pudding around her. I ain't never had that kind of power. Never. Ever. I don't know where this mentality comes from. If you're light skinned and pretty, the whole world gives you everything. You don't have to want for nothing. Everybody will automatically give you everything because of how you look. What the fuck kind of planet are you living on? And what? What? And let me tell you something. People got these weird fucking ideas in their head, and they're dead wrong. They're dead wrong. In fact, let me hit you with some reality, and I told you this before. The majority of women, I'm a criminal documentary freak, right? I love criminal documentaries. I used to work in law enforcement and the medical field, but besides the point. The majority of women who have been brutally murdered, I'm talking viciously murdered, are beautiful. So, boom, burst that balloon that just because you're beautiful, the world kisses your ass. A lot of these women have been brutally murdered because men see you as an object to be used and to be dominated. You are no different than his beautiful home or his beautiful boat or his beautiful car. You are something, you are a object to be used and discarded at will. Some men hate beautiful women because they're secretly on the down low. They'll be with an attractive woman because it gives them a lot of attention, but they're also angry because they're jealous that you're attractive and they'd really rather be with a man. They want to be beautiful too, but they'd rather be with a man. A lot of men are on the down low. I don't know. And you got, hold on. Then you've got, you know, people of color. The darker ones don't really like the lighter ones because the lighter ones have a much easier life. And that is the biggest fucking lie. That's the biggest bullshit I've ever heard. Your looks don't mean jack shit. Your looks don't mean fuck all. You don't get your ass kissed because of how you look. I have been to the store in PJs, a t-shirt, and slippers. I've also been to the store dressed with a formal dress on and heels with my hair done perfect and my makeup perfect. And I never been approached when I was dressed real nice. I was never approached. I mean, guys will look, but I didn't have guys falling on the floor hurting themselves because they're all trying to get to me. Oh my God, she's wearing a beautiful dress and she looks great. Move out the way if I punch you in the nose. I'm trying to get to her. No, you move out the way. I ain't never had that. I don't know where the hell y'all get this shit from. It's the biggest lie ever told. Darker people don't like light skin. She thinks she all that. No, actually I don't. I never thought I was all that. I'm the most down-to-earth person you'll ever meet. Yes, I performed on stage. Yes, I love acting. I don't act in my real life. I'm just me. I'm not the character that I portrayed. That's a character. That's not me. That's someone totally different that I'm pretending to be. Nothing is easier because of how you look. Not a goddamn freaking thing. Now, if I was white, short, petite, blonde, that might be a different story. My friend is seeing this girl. They don't want to admit they're in a relationship, but they are. They talk all cozy every day. They talk to each other every single day. They've been going on trips and all this other stuff. They do couple things, so I don't know why they're not acting like they're a couple. They are a couple, okay? But anyway, she has a way with people because she's short, she's white, and she's blonde, and she's got beautiful blue eyes. People give her free shit all the time. Free tickets, free stays in a 5-star hotel. She gets all kinds of freebies because people love white people with white blonde hair. I don't know what the fascination is, but for some reason she has a way of charming the shit out of people, and she gets all kinds of things that other people don't even remotely have access to. I've never had that life. Never. And I've been charming, and I can be funny and the class clown and all of that. And but I'm not white. Okay. I do have Scottish and British and, quotation marks, white blood in me, but I'm not externally, I do not appear to be a white person. So therefore, I don't get shit. Nobody's ever given me anything because I'm so amazing and because, and like I said, most of the time I'm in tomboy mode, but the times that I've been in model mode, nobody gives a shit. They look, they acknowledge me. Sometimes people stare at me. I notice that they're staring, but I don't pay attention to them because it's kind of weird. Why are you staring at me like that? It's weird. Take a picture, it lasts longer. It's just creepy. Why are you looking at me? Like, if you look at me and you're like, oh, wow, you're thinking to yourself, she's cute or whatever, and then you do your business, you just do your life, that's fine. But to just stare me down, it's just kind of creepy and weird. And I'm real good at tuning people out, especially men. Okay. Men are not interested in my personality, and they're not interested in most women's personality. All they care about is you being naked with your legs up in the air. And that's just a harsh reality. Some men aren't like that, but most of them are. So there's nothing complimentary about somebody staring at me. Or the only time that I felt like it was really complimentary is because it was super gentlemanly, and I'll never forget this guy. I got a little bit dolled up, and I went to the store and I was playing with, I don't remember, nail polish or makeup, or I don't really know what I was doing. So I was in the girly department messing with something. It might have been nail polish. Who knows? Anyway, a brother, which normally they're very aggressive about trying to get with you. So I tend to avoid them because they're so goddamn aggressive. But this one came up to me, a young black guy. He came up to me and he said, "Excuse me, ma'am. I just want to let you know that you're very attractive." And I said, "Thank you." And he turned around and walked away. He didn't try to mack me. He didn't give me a compliment to get my legs open. He didn't stand around hoping that, he could get my number. There was no alternative, ulterior, I should say, no ulterior motives. He made a compliment. He said what he had to say, and he went on with his life. I will never forget him because he was so gentlemanly and so classy, and he wasn't trying to get anything from me. Let me give her a compliment so that I can manipulate her later, or I could get her panties off later, hopefully. Wink, wink, eyebrow wiggle. It wasn't anything like that. He saw me. He thought to himself, wow, oh, wow, I have to give her a compliment. She looks good. And none of these scenarios make me think that I think I'm all that. I'm just myself. I'm just myself. I'm a combination of tomboy mode, or like I like to say that I could be, climb trees, wearing a wrinkled t-shirt, jeans, or shorts, in a whatever, sneakers or whatever. I could climb trees and be a tomboy, catch frogs and be a tomboy, and I could be glamorous the same night. Take a shower, do my hair, do my makeup, put on an evening gown and high heels. Well, I don't wear high heels anymore, but they're not really great for you. Okay. They look good, but that's as far as it goes. And I've had a lot of problems with my feet, my legs. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but I'm a combination of girly girl and super glam. But I'm still the most down to earth person you'll ever know. And no, I've never had my ass kissed. And no, guys have never broken their neck to be with me. No, no one has ever treated me like a queen just based on the fact that I'm light skinned and I look good. Especially when I'm dolled up. I've never, you know what? We really got to lose that shit. That's just fucking lies. You get the whole world to treat you so good. Really? When is that going to happen? Because I'm still freaking waiting. When is that going to happen? I'm still freaking waiting. I'm so puzzled by that. Oh, beautiful women, they just got it made. Women hate you because of the way you look. What the fuck are you hating me for? You don't know jack shit about me. You don't know shit about me. You don't know that I'm down to earth. You don't know that I used to be a model. And when I get off stage, I put on my regular, normal clothes, take off most of the makeup, especially if I was on stage, take off most of the makeup and keep it moving. I don't throw my nose up in the air and look down at everybody like, I was a model. What do you do? I met superstars. I have hung out with celebrities. I have merged with all of them, hung with all of them, broke bread with them. I am still the most down to earth person you will ever know. And I have never, ever, ever, ever got special treatment because of how I look. Now, don't get me wrong. If somebody says, you know what? You're the most beautiful thing I've ever laid eyes on. You are so beautiful. I'm a pilot. I'm a pilot. Maybe we could go out sometime and I would love to take you on a flight. Have you ever been to the Bahamas? I'm not going to turn, well, I don't know if I turn it down. I have to get to know the person. I'm not going to be going with no stranger hopping on a plane anywhere. Okay. I got to know you for a long period of time. I'm not doing anything. And I really don't want to take trips with guys because I'm not giving up no ass. So if you think you're going to take me here, there, and everywhere, and I'm supposed to be put in a situation where we're sharing a hotel room so that you could get lucky, that's not going to happen. Just to let you know, I'm down. I'm done with giving up all of that. I'm not doing that. You think I'm so great you can marry me, and that wouldn't be easy either because I'm going to be watching you in every situation, and I'm going to watch you like a hawk, and we're not rushing into anything. I'm going to put you under a microscope because there is no way in hell I'm having divorce number 3. So, no, I'm not going to be easy. There's nothing easy about this child right here. I've been through too much, and I'm just done with it. I'm exhausted with it. I just can't do it. So, I don't, like I said, I don't know where people get that idea from. Your life is just so much easier and your parents show favoritism to you. And really, it works against you. The way you look works against you because people do assume, especially if they're insecure, they automatically assume, without knowing shit about me, automatically assume you think you're all that. As a matter of fact, I had somebody tell me that we got to talking and getting to know each other and we got along really well. And the person said to me, I can't remember, I think it was a woman. She said, you seem really cool. I'm glad I took the time to talk to you because I just assumed that, you would think that you were all that. I said, why would you assume that? You don't know me. Well, that's true. So people make so the way you look is actually considered, um, it works against you more often than it works for you in my situation. People don't want to hire you because they're pissed off that you actually can form a sentence and sound intellectual. You're smart. You're a person of color who's smart and you look decent. You're a triple threat. Get your ass up out of here. We're not hiring you. A lot of people are racist. They want white people as a receptionist at the front desk, not nobody brown, because they don't want their clients or their customers puking when they walk in. I've been through all that shit. My looks ain't got fuck all to do with it. As a matter of fact, it's worked against me. I have been told my whole life, your mother, the reason why she acts the way she does is because she's jealous of you. I said, jealous of me for what? And I went on the material page. She's got a beautiful home. She's got a beautiful car. She's got a great job, getting paid very well. We live in the suburbs. She's doing very well for herself. They're like, no, 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 no. It doesn't have nothing to do with that. There's something about you that she doesn't have, and it pisses her off. And maybe my looks had something to do with it too. I don't have a clue. It works against you. But she's toxic as hell anyway. So I could have looked like a three-eyed toad with warts all over my face. She would still hate me because there's still something about me inside me that is lacking in her. That's not my problem. That's your you problem. Okay, that don't have jack squat diddly to do with me. So we really need to lose this stupid ass, silly ass, immature mentality that just because you look a certain way, your world is fantastic. Everybody rolls out the red carpet for you. You get special favors. You get freebies. You're gonna have a free meal. When you go on the airplane, they got to pay for their meal. You don't have to pay for yours because you're beautiful and all this other, because you look good when you travel, all this. I ain't never in my life, not one time, had special treatment. Now, have people gone above and beyond for me on occasion? Yes, but I think it's because they're a nice person. I don't think it has shit to do with the way I look. I have never been catered to because of my looks. I have been hated. I have been treated like absolute shit by my parents. I have been treated like shit by men. Men hate when you look good. They're jealous because you might look better than them. And like I said, a lot of them are on the down low, so they're really pissed off at you. They're pissed off at you because you could live your truth. They can't live their truth because they're whoever would not appreciate. They're wanting to be gay when they're not really down low. They're down low, but they're more leaning towards the gay side, trying to act like they're bi when they're leaning more towards the gay side, but they can't live like that because their family and their friends will not accept them for that, or so they think. So you get to live, you get to look good, and you get to live your truth, and it makes people mad. So it actually works the opposite way of what people think. Instead of jumping to conclusions, I challenge you to talk to somebody, even if it's a stranger, talk to somebody who's very attractive and ask them questions. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions? You're a very attractive person. Do you mind if I ask you some questions because I'm curious? People will tell strangers more than they'll tell people that are close to them because they figure I could spill my guts because I'm never going to see you again anyway. Ask them. Now, if they're white, they may have had people go above and beyond for them, but I assure you, a person of color especially is not that doesn't fly. That doesn't fly. And you go from a queen to a pauper in 30 seconds or less if somebody's trying to mac you and you're not down. Oh, you think you're all that, you ugly bitch. Well, I was a queen a minute ago when you was trying to get with me. Your looks can work against you. It makes people hate you. It makes men objectify you. It makes women jealous of you. You're not going to get a job there because some of the girls that work in the office, they may have a hots for somebody that works in the office, and he may be interested in me because of how I look. So you not getting hired. You ain't working up in here. You ain't taking so and so. I got the hots for him. I'm gonna get with him. It could work against you big time. I tried to be a nanny for this lady one time. She's married. I just had an interview with her, and she didn't want me to be her nanny. Now, if I was about 500 pounds with a third eye in the middle of my forehead and I look like Yoda from Star Wars, is it Star Wars? Yeah, I think it's Star Wars. She might have hired me. But there's so many situations where the husband ran off with the nanny. So based on your looks alone, you ain't working up in my damn house, stealing my husband. Now, do they come out and tell you that? No, but your ass ain't getting a chance working for them. So it works against you. Sometimes we have this ballooned out idea of someone else's life, and you are so freaking dead wrong. And some of y'all, we gonna keep it real up in here, some of y'all dislike somebody because of how they look, and you're dead wrong for doing that. You don't know them from a can of paint. You're judging a book by its cover. Judging a book by its cover. You may miss out on the best friend you've ever had in your life because you're judging a book by its cover. So I encourage you to talk to somebody, like I said, even if it's a total stranger, especially a good looking person of color, and ask them if they've had their butt kissed their whole life because they look so good. And I assure you, they will wake up, they will give you a serious wake up call. Because some people got it like that, but most of us do not. Y'all take care.